Chris has been working away at getting the lights in. Got the bedroom light done and all the pot lights in the living room. Now he's working on the switches. Chris has got most outlets in. I think he's short 1 or 2 boxes. We gotta go get the covers tomorrow in the city. And he's got the bedroom light hooked up. I think he said he can turn this one on now. I'm not sure about the living room ones, whether he can turn these on or not. Ta-da! Okay, do ta-da with the living room. So we went to the city today to get the plugs. And Chris forgot to get a switch for here, so we can't do ta-da for here. Gotta wait till Wednesday now. Ta-da! Now, you tell me, without lamps or anything on, is it too dark in here? No. It's bright as can be, and there's still going to be a light here for over the table, and like I said, probably 3 or 4. As I was saying before my battery died, we got the runway of LED lights here, and then we'll probably have 3 or 4 lamps, you know, to use or not use, and then the light for above the table. And Chris has been busy putting all the plug covers on that we got yesterday in the city. Got a few more to do in here. Bedroom's all done. Isn't that nice? And of course this was done the other day. Now, baseboard. Oh yeah, a window. And then we can move furniture in. Ta-da! That's where the table's gonna be. Ta-da! So exciting! Our neighbor gave Chris this vintage light. We got one of the vintage bulbs to put in it. Let me see, turn this. Oops, turn this off so you can see the sort of like an Edison bulb. And then it's just a piece of conduit. He got a plate, spray painted everything black. Isn't that awesome? And then it matches my rack for my cast iron too. Getting closer to move in. Isn't that lovely? Got it laid out for the living room too. And where they overlap, he's beveled, or sorry, 45 meters. They overlap nicely. So while I've been cutting up all of our meat birds and packaging them for the freezer, Chris has been working on the trim today. So he's got the pieces of trim in the corner there. Got the trim around the door. Tomorrow we are going to paint the barn door and put the window in. And he's got the trim done around this door. He's going to fill the nail holes, and then we'll put another top coat of paint on there. Got the baseboard done. Jam around here. And he's got the pieces of trim in the back corner here. You can't, this is what we call good from far. But when you get up close, you can see a little bit of a crack there. So what he's going to do is put a bead of paintable caulking and then just go down it with the brush with the green paint one last time, and it'll finish it off nicely. It'll just keep your eyes from going to those little hair cracks, which isn't a big deal, but might as well do it before we get the furniture in here. And I've checked, and we do have stain to do the dining room table in. It's called Classic Gray. Minwax, I think it is. So starting to look pretty good. Got to get a little piece of finish up there above that door where you see the crack. And yeah, looking pretty awesome. The trim just looks so fresh and clean against the floor and against the paint. Makes me so happy. Almost time to bring furniture in. Now today, Chris is painting the barn door for the bedroom here. So I just want to show you what we did here, because it's really kind of tricky when you're trying to decide on how wide to make the doorway, how much wall on that side, how much wall on this side. And we molded over about 50 different times. So what we ended up doing, the door is 37 inches wide. I figured out that the hardware, you could cut the door down to a minimum of 34 and still have room for the hardware on the door. The other one we left at 37. This one's 37, we're cutting it down to 35. And what we did was we made, let me just show you here. This is not a stand-up. Okay, so the door with the hardware and the bumper and everything, the door is going to be 35, so it will be completely out of the way and not be blocking the passageway. The other thing is, it works out that it's about 33 inches from trim to trim, so the door will completely cover, it's 34 I guess. So the door will completely cover the passageway. So you really want to check when you're, making your entranceway, framing your walls on each side, because this is a lot trickier having only 7 feet of finished space, wall to wall, the width. So it's a lot trickier to design things, and it's a lot trickier when it comes to placement of the doorways and everything. Especially, we've got the wardrobes going on this side, we went through all that, so you have to have enough wall space. We couldn't put the passageway in the middle of the wall because it wouldn't have given enough wall space for the wardrobes on this side. So really have to think this through. So that's what we did. Chris is ripping the door down from 37 to 35, so he's taken an inch off each side of the door. It'll be completely out of the way when it's open, and it will completely cover the passage from trim to trim. So he's going to get that ripped down. He's also going to put a bevel on the edges. They are really, really sharp edges, so he's going to put a tiny bevel like you did with the plywood on each side, and both sides of each side, and then that'll make it a little bit smoother too. Chris has got a coat of primer on both sides of the barn door. Like I said, he ended up beveling the edge all around. It's a really sharp edge like this. So he did that all the way around the door. We just prefer that. So tomorrow we're going to, I think we were going to do it tonight, but I think tomorrow we're going to get the hardware hung up here. But I want to go over this. He's got to fill the holes, and I'm going to roll a last coat of paint on over the filling the holes. So I don't want the door on till I do that. This makes me cuckoo, very, very cuckoo. So these have to be filled, and I will go around with the little roller and get those filled tomorrow. And of course we're going to put the door or the window in tomorrow. It's pouring rain again. It's a really soft, misty, fine rain, but much needed again. I was just thinking today, I have barely had to water. I watered the strawberries when I first put them in. I haven't had to water anything all year this year, because right when things start to get dry, we get a nice rain again. And just everything, the fruit, the evergreens, everything has just done so well this year. And it's just so nice not having to drag the hoses around and do all the watering. A lot less work for an old woman. It'd be so nice to get this mess cleaned up too.